Today I am dressed up as Bharata Mata. Bharata Mata means Mother God of India. I am proud to say that my country is unique and has various cultures, languages and religions. There are 12 rivers and 21 states and 8 union territories in India. But I request you all to save me from COVID-19 and child abuse. Our country is God's own country, so keep it clean and save the good environment. Jai Hind. Thank you all of you.
Namaste, Sat Sri Akal and Swagatam. As we Indians look back on 73 years of independence and sovereignty, we should be aware that the struggle for keeping the past, current and upcoming generations free lasts for 90 long years. Beginning with the Sepoy Mutiny in 1857 until the historic striking of midnight on the 14th of August 1947. It is because of the blood, sweat and tears of countless men and women that we are now able to live in a free country today. However, when the British first landed on our soil as mere traders in 1619, no one would have ever imagined that they would slowly take advantage of our own disadvantages and rule the country. They sowed seeds of discord among the rulers, used their petty squabbles to their own advantage, and through this was able to conquer our country. Then slowly, however, the struggle for winning back our freedom started. The Swadesh movement started picking up pace, and both the moderates and the radicals were pitching their own method to win freedom. Then certain individuals realized that the masses needed leadership to fight against the British, and hence they filled in those shoes. This is probably one of the things that inspires me the most about the Indian independence movement. Just 20,000 British officers ruled a country of more than 300 million Indians, and yet it was only because of a handful of individuals that we are now able to live in a free country. They were courageous enough to stand up and fight against the British despite various social pressures and fears. If they didn't have the support, they would garner it. And if the masses were afraid of getting beaten by a lathi and going to jail, they would lead the charge and be among the first people to get locked up. This was very instrumental in removing a mental block in the minds of the common people and making them hopeful of an independent India. Despite multiple setbacks and stiff resistance from the British, these freedom fighters fought on and were able to give us freedom. Ours was the first country that won its independence through ahimsa, or non-violence. And we as Indians should be very proud that our model of passive resistance has served as an example for so many other individuals fighting for various causes. Notable examples include Martin Luther King Jr. and Nelson Mandela, to name a few. To conclude, the Indian independence movement was a story of struggles. It was a story of oppression and a story of repression. However, the reason why we celebrate the movement and its freedom fighters is because they persisted among the struggles. They overcame the oppression and rose above the repression. And hence, that is why it is the duty of each and every Indian to hold their hands to their heart and proudly say, Vande Mataram. Thank you and Jai Hind.
So the first point is, what is freedom? Freedom is basically you can do whatever you want after you do some work or something. That's it for first point. And second point, I'm going to say that what I use them for. So I use them for after I finish my homework, whatever important things I do. After that, I'll do some freedoms I want, such as playing games or drawing some pictures or something. And then in the third point, I'm going to say that why is freedom important for me. So why is it important? It's important for me because I like it, and then I can do whatever I want after my jobs, such as school homework or anything else which is important. And in the fourth paragraph, we are facing COVID-19, so we cannot get out like that. But freedom does not mean like that. You can do indoors, not outdoors, because if you don't wear a mask, it will be a problem. So I want to conclude like that. See, you have, if you're going outdoors, you have to, if you don't wear, you have to wear mask. But if you don't wear, then affect your health. So you better wear masks. And then this is all for today's videos. And thanks. This is Aditya, and bye.
भगत सिंह सरफरोशी की तमन्ना अब हमारे दिल में है देखना है जोर कितना बाजुए का दिल में है वक्त आने दे दिखा देंगे तुझे ये आसमान हम अभी से क्यों बताए क्या हमारे दिल में है खून से खेलेंगे होली अगर वतन मुश्किल में है सरफरोशी की तमन्ना अब हमारे दिल में है जय हिंद
Hello everybody, my name is Azaadi and today I'm going to share my speech on freedom. Freedom to India meant independence of British rule for about 200 years. India struggled with discrimination, warfare, and other problems. As India finally gained independence on August 15, 1947. As Albert Einstein once said, freedom in any case is only possible once you constantly struggle for it. Now, freedom in my perspective, I think that freedom means being able to do what you want, whenever you want. So some of the freedoms I have are freedom of speech. I can say whatever I want. Freedom of travel. I can go whenever I want, wherever I want. Freedom of having food at the table at every hour, at every day. So, self-explanatory. And I have the freedom to vote when I am 18 years of age. So I have the freedom of having a say in which president/prime minister is next. Now, if I were a man or a woman, I should be able to wake up every day feeling safe and protected. So I should not be able to wake up every day feeling in danger, or else that would be my freedom violated. Now, some people have one person controlling over their lives. Take North Korea, for example. North Korea has one person controlling their life, known as Kim Jong-un, the dictator. Now, North Korea is like basically closed country. You have no access to the outside world. You have no say in who the dictator is. You have no right to go whenever you want, wherever you want. You are extremely poor and you have no religion. You can't choose your religion and religion is banned. There is no religion. You can't worship any god like Jesus, Krishna, or anybody else that I forgot. Now, if you violate any one of Kim Jong-un's rules, you will be either sentenced to death or sent to prison for a very long time. And the thing is, North Korea is like a prison itself. The only freedom that they have is the freedom to live. And the worst part about that is they don't even know that they're not free. They think that this is normal conditions. How are they supposed to know that other people are living a better life when they have no access to the outside world? They can't know anything. They have no Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, or anything else. So basically, their life is like a prison. Now, some people don't have food at the table every hour. They don't have shelter, food, water, and they are homeless. We call them homeless people. You may go out for a walk and see homeless people begging for food and water, saying that anything helps them. And that is true. They are currently dying as we speak. Out there are probably hundreds, thousands of homeless people dying and losing their lives. We need to go and help them so that they can be part of the human society for a very long time. We need to give them money, food, and shelter if all of these three are possible. As Peter Marshall once said, may we think that freedom has not the right to do what we want, but the opportunity to do.
Pleasant day to my dear friends at Japan, Nihon Kairali, and cheers to young champions out there, adding glitter to India's own story of soft power with your talents, with your achievements and creative contributions to your host country, Japan. Let me congratulate each one of you, all the participants of Azaadi competition. It would have been convenient, it could have been very easy to say, maybe next time, or elocution is not my cup of tea. Remember always, to compete is not to aim for victory stands always. To compete means to seek together, and I am extremely delighted that you showed exemplary, true competitive spirit in participation honestly and wholeheartedly for Azaadi elocution competition. I've been given freedom to reflect as much as I want on the topic freedom, to provide you some feedback and to share maybe a few tips on public speaking if you want, but all within one caveat. To complete all these in 180 seconds. This actually sets the context of the topic that you've chosen for deliberation, which is freedom. Freedom is not to be able to do whatever you want, however you want, wherever you want, as much as you want. Freedom is to be able to flourish, to blossom purposefully within the boundaries of rules, customs, norms, and conventions of a socially accepted morality code. Freedom is to be able to blossom wherever you are planted. Now, to reflect on your performance of the competition, I would like you to remind just one thing. Just one thing. I don't have too many things to tell you because all of you have been extremely good. Your audience would forget whatever you said in 3 minutes. They're not going to remember for the rest of their life whatever you said. But they are going to remember how you made them feel throughout your 3 minutes deliberation. So, even before setting out to lay down your points, even before setting out the arguments, please reflect in meaningful amount of time as to what your objective is from the speech. Are you going to make your audience feel happy? Are you going to make them feel sad? Are you going to make them feel charged? Or are you going to make them feel indifferent, optimistic, pessimistic? What is that emotional objective that you want out of your audience? Even when everything is gone and everybody has left the stage, what is it that you want to make them feel? I think this is one thing that you should remember whenever you set out to speak publicly. And I think I have overshot my freedom to complete my assignment in 3 minutes. I've already overshot by my clock. So I would wish you all the very best in all your future endeavors and be happy, proud and safe.
Hello everyone, my name is Devika and today I'm going to be talking about freedom in my perspective. Freedom. Freedom means
freedom of speech, freedom of expression, equal justice to all across the country, irrespective of caste, religion, and harmony among the people. Freedom cannot be described in simple words as this term contains many deep meanings. To me, freedom is the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without any limitations. To most reasonable people, freedom means more than just free to do whatever I want. Freedom also means the right to choose. I can choose my friends, my actions, my life. I can decide what I want to be when I grow up or where I want to live. If all those brave men and women had not fought for us in the war, who knows where our country would be today? That's why we thank all the brave men and women who have risked their lives and lost their lives, because without them, freedom will only be a dream for us. I believe that without freedom, there would be no afternoon or evening activities. A person's race, gender, or physical limitations don't matter because we all are equal. So we receive the same amount of freedom. Sometimes we take freedom for granted and we do not think about the little things that we get to enjoy because we are free. When you stop and think about how life would be without it, it makes you very thankful to live here and enjoy the promise of freedom. Freedom makes me believe that all can achieve what they want in their lives without any limitations. Therefore, I believe that freedom is important to all of us because it leads us to enhanced expressions of creativity and original thoughts, increased productivity, and an overall high quality of life. Freedom is a blessing and honor of responsibilities to all of us, and we all should live freedom in our life. Thank you.
ഞാൻ ഡാൻസിൽ ജാനിയാണ് ഡോറത്തിൽ ഏറ്റവും ആൻസി കൊള്ളാണ് ആൻസി ഡ്രസ്സയ്ക്ക് വേണ്ടി മാനം വരാം വിദേശ പറയാറും പിരിന്റാണ് ജയ് ജയ് പരാമര ജയ് ജയ് പരാമര.
On August 15, 1947, India was free from the British rule and became an independent country. However, there was a lot of effort and determination behind this achievement, and many freedom fighters went through a lot of struggles. In the end, however, the Indian freedom movement became an inspiration for us all. Among them, the one that inspired me the most is Sarojini Naidu. She was a powerful female leader and played an important role in the independence movement. She reflected her courage through her words and ideas. While being a political activist, she was also an accomplished writer, which earned her the nickname Nightingale of India. She also put in and displayed her ideas in her writing and poetry, and wrote about nationalism and women's rights. However, what I admire most about her is her determination. Even when she was imprisoned after participating in rebellions such as the Salt March, her courage was still with her, and it never wavered. In 1925, she was elected the president of the Indian National Congress, and in 1947 became the first woman to ever hold office in the Indian Dominion, as she was elected the governor of the United Province, which is present-day Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh. During this time, not many women had come forth to participate in the Indian freedom movement. However, Sarojini Naidu was brave enough to put forth her ideas and stand her ground. She, along with countless other freedom fighters, worked together to ensure that the nation would be free and independent in the future. She also actively fought for women's rights and education as well. She proved that regardless of gender, there is no limitations as to what a person can achieve. She established her legacy as a great leader, writer, and fighter. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Shreya Prasad and I am here to state my opinion of freedom. Freedom is the right or ability to do something a person wants to do without being punished. This should be done without violating another person's freedom. I think as a free person, you should be able to state something without being scared, get a basic job or education without being discriminated by gender, race, or color, and they should be able to get enough money to support yourself and your family. I think the idea of freedom should not be restricted to humans alone. They should be applicable to all living things. Animals should not be culled without any good cause, and they should not be killed for leisure, and they should not be treated unkindly. Even countries should have freedom. They should be able to have their own constitution and law system, and they should also be able to protect their citizens and uphold their cultures without other nations interfering. For example, in the past, some countries didn't have freedom. For example, the British took over India and they looted India's abundant resources and treated the citizens unkindly. After a long freedom struggle, India became free on 15th of August 1947. Another example is when the Nazis took over most of the world in World War II. They treated Jews unkindly and they took away most of their rights and put them in concentration camps, killing them slowly. In short, no person or group of people should think they are more powerful and superior than other races to take away their freedom. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ram Mohan. I was a part of the judgment panel for the elocution competition organized by Nihon Kairali for kids on occasion of India's Independence Day. First of all, let me thank Nihon Kairali for choosing me to this judgment panel. I found the participation of kids very overwhelming, especially the junior members, and they all did well. It was a hard time to select the winners. I must appreciate the initiative by Nihon Kairali, especially as we pass on the generations. There's a chance that kids may forget our countries, our forefathers, our leaders struggled to gain independence for us, which we enjoy today. I request Nihon Kairali to come up with more and more such initiatives so that the memories are not washed away down the lane in the history. Thank you very much.
సందర్భాన నేను రవికి దక్కుతావా ముక్తు సాధనంటావా
Freedom. Bendura Kanjara Kutilaningil Bendanam Tanne Parel. These lines are from the great Malayalee poet Elocution. I think this is a very simple and powerful expression about freedom. Freedom is very simple but has a lot of importance. The feeling may be different for each individual. For me, it's doing things I love without any fear. I feel it's wrong when somebody tries to interfere in the freedom of choice of another person. I have the right to choose my friends and get the freedom to play with them. I won't be forcing anybody to do things according to my interest. In this world, everybody should have equal irrespective of their gender, race, religion, and physical limitations. kids should get educated about the real essence about freedom and rights that will help to shape up their future. Swatantriyam tanne amrutam, swatantriyam tanne jeevidam. Paratantram manigalka mridikal bayanagam. Thanks to Nihon Kairali Youth Club for giving me this opportunity. Have a nice day. Bye.
Hello everyone. Today, let's talk about freedom. So freedom, what is it? Freedom is a term used all over the world, yet most of us do not understand what freedom really means. A few understood, such as Eduardo de Boulay, the man behind the famous Statue of Liberty, and the Indian freedom fighter Mahatma Gandhi. Today, I'm going to share with you all what I think is the true meaning of freedom. Freedom is the right to make your own choices without any exterior manipulation. Freedom is also a feeling that you are in control, a feeling that you are free. Freedom is one of mankind's most crowning achievements. The thought of it inspired George Washington to rise up against British rule in America. The thought of it also inspired Rani Lakshmibai into becoming one of the most influential figures of the Indian Rebellion of 1857. Freedom has been the world's whole driving force for good, yet some of us think of freedom merely as a cause for riots and rebellions and wars. Now, I will tell you my personal experience with freedom. As a 7th grader and 12-year-old, freedom is a pretty important concept to me, as I have the freedom to go to school, which is a privilege that some kids my age in some parts of the world can't enjoy. You all must know about Malayalee Yousafzai, who is fighting for the freedom to attend school. And I realize that as I grow older, I'm getting more choices and more control over my actions. I'm also receiving more privileges and responsibilities. In 2020, I think the word freedom has been redefined by nature. Freedom now means being able to go to school, go to the park with our friends, go to meet relatives, or even simply enjoying outdoor activities. Freedom has now, because of the COVID virus, freedom has now become simple everyday things, and men and women, child and adult alike, are yearning for the freedom that they had before the COVID virus. We feel trapped in 2020 as our bodies long for us to go out and be free. Then I realized that freedom is a natural urge. That's why we long to go outside or long to go to school with our friends. Overall, I think freedom cannot be defined simply with a few words. Freedom also has many aspects, such as freedom of expression or religious freedom or freedom of speech. Freedom of speech means being able to speak freely and openly. I think that relates to me the most. As a student, I love having the opinion to speak for myself. Thank you. I hope I have successfully convinced you with my opinions. Thank you.
Hello friends, my name is Agnes. I am here as Indira Gandhi. Indira Gandhi is the first woman Prime Minister of India. She is the daughter of Jawaharlal Nehru and Kamala Nehru. Indira Gandhi's slogan is Hada Giribam. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Hello How are you all? I saw your fancy dress performance and wanted to congratulate all of you. What a lovely performance. You're so small, right? You're less than 10 years old. And it's so amazing to see all of you turning into Jhansi Ranis, Mother Teresa's, and some of you turning into Bhagat Singh's and Modi. Just it was brings back so many good memories. When we were all young, we used to participate, and of course the winner can be only one or two or three tops, but all of you have taken efforts to remember the lines, what you were supposed to say. And when you do this process, you also learn about the character that you're wearing. That's the most important thing, right? So over the years, you will know more about it, and you will learn more about it, and you will feel proud that at some point of time when you were young, you wear those characters. So wishing you all the very best to everyone one more time, and grow up well, learn about these characters, and wishing you every success.